The city woke with a gentle gray light, a soft hum that promised another day. David stood at his window, watching the first few cars glide down the empty streets below. He wore a simple shirt and a pair of faded jeans, his face framed by a light beard that had seen many sunrises just like this one. A weariness lived in his eyes, not just from lack of sleep, but from a long season of waiting. On the screen of his mind, a quiet phrase appeared: "When life feels delayed." It was a heavy blanket he had been trying to shake off for months. He felt like a ship anchored in a harbor, watching other vessels sail out toward the vast open sea. His small apartment was tidy, but held the quiet air of a place where time moved slowly. He sat at a small table, the morning sun casting a warm, hopeful stripe across the worn wood. He held a coffee mug in both hands, letting its heat seep into his palms. He had followed all the rules. He had worked hard. He had been kind. He had planned for a future that now seemed on hold. A job he had loved was gone. A friendship he cherished faded into painful silence. The city felt like a labyrinth of closed doors and unanswered calls. He felt small, a quiet note lost in a deafening symphony of ambition. Each day followed a familiar, frustrating rhythm. He would go out into the bustling streets, his resume sent into the digital void, his voice left on countless voicemails. He walked with hands shoved deep, bracing against the chill of another rejection. Life had not stopped speaking to him. It had just started to whisper. One morning, a tiny bird landed on a wire directly above him. It tilted its head and let out a simple, clear song. He paused, and the weight on his chest seemed to lift. He remembered laughter and the warm hand of a loved one. The bird's song was a small, unexpected gift of peace. Later, on a bus, an elderly woman dropped a folded paper.
"My granddaughter drew this for me. It says, 'Have hope.'"
The words struck him with a quiet force. He stopped for a melancholic piano, feeling less alone. Quiet nudges from the universe. Wait. Prepare. Grow. You are not forgotten. A subtle change began to take root inside David. The frantic energy softened, replaced by quiet intention. He woke not with anxiety, but with a simple, silent prayer. A whispered plea into stillness. "Help me be ready." He breathed more slowly, drawing in the calm of morning, holding peace like a resource, then letting it go. His walks changed. He sat and simply observed. Leaves danced. Clouds drifted across the sky. A child waved. He waved back, feeling seen. He began a new habit, one line each morning. Some lines were hopeful, others endurance. Order returned in small acts, reclaiming control. One evening, as the city lights began to twinkle to life, David scrolled with familiar resignation when a subject line caught his eye. It wasn't from a corporation or a headhunter, but a community arts center. He clicked it, his heart fluttering. The email was short. It was an offer. Tears welled. Not sadness, but overwhelming relief. On the first day, he walked in his familiar shirt and faded jeans. But something felt different. Light softer, colors more vibrant. He noticed what he'd missed: intricate ironwork, human faces and expressions. Not glass walls, but people who knew his name and were glad to see him. He grew into the role, organizing concerts and workshops, useful and calm. He shared the small gifts he'd received, letting ripples of hope spread. On a warm summer evening, David stood on the rooftop of the Arts Center. The sun sank, gilding the river. His hands rested on cool metal. He remembered being invisible, the sting of rejection, the heavy silence. He thought of the bird, the note, the child's wave, the song. They were guideposts on a journey he couldn't yet see. Peace washed over him, a gratitude needing no words. The wait wasn't punishment. It was preparation. Life had been recalibrating him, making room for better. Delays became care, teaching him to hear the stillness within. A line appeared on the screen of his mind. Trust the timing. He knew he wasn't alone. Compassion had taken root. He looked the same, yet was new, walking forward with faithful, steady steps.